Hey lovers, how you doing? Good day wherever you are in the world, be morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to another beautiful episode on Connecting the Mind and Soul. And I'm your host, Jumoke Ogunsuada. And today we're going to be talking about something interesting. And I've done it like part one in part two. And this is going to be part three, DNA. And I've shared a story so similar to this that I'll be sharing with you today. But I'm going to read it out. And it says, I met my wife through a mutual friend. We were friends for a year or so before we both became single and decided we were compatible enough to date. We were together 2 years before we got married. Now, I do not know what got into me. My wife is loyal, faithful, but I had been reading statistics about how many men are raising children that aren't their own, and had absolutely no idea around the time and had absolutely no idea around the time she found out she was pregnant. We both wanted children. We weren't actively preventing it. And up about 3 months in, I couldn't take it anymore and told her I wanted a paternity test. She asked if I was accusing her of cheating. I said yes. She asked me why, and I couldn't answer her. Neither of us has ever cheated or been cheated on. Now, she works very hard, long hours at a job, but has always let me know where she is, who she's with, or who she will be with. If she was going somewhere with friends, I was always welcomed. I do not know why I did this, and it's tearing me up. She told me she did gladly give me my paternity test, but that she was moving back to her mom's until that time because she didn't know if she wanted to continue the marriage. Now she got the test done at about 20 weeks, and I'm the father. And when she told me, I was so happy, but she wasn't. She told me that she felt like she fell out of love with me the minute I asked her, and she had no desire to reconcile. Now, our daughter was born July 10th. My wife has gone through a lawyer and has started through the motions of divorce and issues of custody. She has since gotten her own apartment. She said she wants to keep this as amicable as possible for the sake of our daughter. But I just want to be a family. She doesn't want support or alimony because she makes more than enough to cover herself and our daughter's needs and live a comfortable life. Now, this story is something I have shared. Something like this is something I've shared before, I think some months back here, about a particular woman whose husband also requested for a paternity test. And because of that, I think they had about, I think, 2 or 3 kids, and he requested for a paternity test on all of them. And the woman later, obliged, but it, you know, took a toll on her because a lot of people started gossiping. A lot of family members started pointing accusing finger that if the husband hadn't caught her, or if she hadn't made some suspicious move, the husband wouldn't just wake up one morning and say he wants a paternity test on their children. Now, this is what men do not understand, or let me say most people do not understand: the fact that the moment you start to question our faithfulness, our integrity, that moment you've started erasing, eroding the trust or the emotions that she feels towards you, the respect that she feels towards you. You cannot question a woman's faithfulness and expect her to, just continue to love you the same way. The way she sees you will be different. Our trust will be broken because this is a man that she has decided to be dependable on. Now, how can you depend on someone who does not trust you? How can you depend on someone who will question your character? How can you depend your life or the rest of your life on a person that can wake up one day and just be influenced by something that he or she sees on the internet? We need to be careful on the things that we adapt from the internet and bring into a relationship or into our home. Now, this is the second story. With similar issue, and of course, I know there are going to be countless ones outside there, because during that period where DNA thing was flying everywhere, a lot of men started doing it. Some were doing it openly, some were doing it secretly. They would just go take their children's toothbrush, or pluck one some of their hair, go run a DNA test. Sometimes you're just digging the grave of your relationship, because no woman wants a character to be questioned. No woman wants a dignity to be questioned. Now, it's not just about the both of you when this thing starts. It's about people gossiping. It's about rumors flying. Because now the man said he didn't know what came over him. It was just because of what was going on on the internet. And same with the previous man that I shared his story. They just were just so inquisitive. They were just so intrigued by what they saw on the internet, and they just said, okay, maybe let me just check my own too. But have you thought of the impact it's going to have on your wife? Have you thought of the impact it will have on your marriage? We need to be sensitive. We need to put ourselves in our partner's shoes. What you can't take, don't dish it out. A lot of homes have been broken because of the things that they adapt from the internet. We need to be careful. If you do not have a strong reason to have a DNA test, I don't see any reason why you should bring it out. For some women, they might take it in good faith, but for some who have high hopes, when it comes to their man, or who does not take their value, their respect, who do not play with it, who don't take it as a joke, don't try that with women like that. They won't take it lightly with you. There's a story, I think I've shared it before as well, of a woman who got all this sex style. I think she was just talking to a couple of friends, and they told her how to spice up her sex life, and she spoke to her husband about it, and she was like, oh, let us do this, let us do that. Believe me, the man served her a divorce letter, because the man felt she was already doing it outside for her to bring it to the home. So you have to study who your partner is. You have to know who your partner is before you introduce some certain things into your relationship or into your home. There are some people who don't joke with certain things. Don't joke with them with it. You should know that by now. Oh, this is the limit. This is the boundary. This is what I can say or I can do, to not overstep. Now, for this man, I was just scrolling through the internet and I saw it. I think it was on Instagram, and I saw the story. I pray his home, I pray God, heals it, heals the wife's heart. I pray, it's mended. But then, if it's not, I think it's a lesson for him, and he should preach it to other men out there who just sees things, sensitive things. It's not just men, anyways, even women too, and just pick up on it and want to introduce it to their home or to their partner. The same way the previous woman I shared a story was seeking for divorce, although I don't know the outcome of that story yet. I just didn't even ask. It's been a long time. I think it was earlier this year. Maybe I will ask and update you if she's still there or if she's no more, because she was strongly, she was strong in a decision of leaving a marriage. But everyone, the husband started like calling relatives, friends, colleagues to apologize on his behalf to his wife. Now, I know this very man too is, sorry about his action. But then I don't know if the woman, it's going to take a lot of time for her to be dependable on that man anymore. Because no matter what that man says, no matter the action, she will start to question it. Like, does he really mean it? Like, is it for real? Like, is he changed? Everything will become an argument. Everything will become lies to her. But I pray God heals the home and I pray God heals the family. And until next week, when I see you again, you can send us a mail on our Gmail account. It is at connecting the minds and soul at gmail.com. And you can, DM us, send a story, share an experience, or ask a question in our comment section. Anyone or you prefer solution or advice to this couple or the previous one. And until next, when I see you, keep shining, stay beautiful, and bye.